what makes the A350 the most innovative in the world today?
This Airbus A350-1000 is the next generation of commercial aircraft. It's 25% more fuel efficient than its predecessor type. We've been very lucky to work in partnership with Airbus and Rolls-Royce, who provide the engines, to make sure that this one can be part of our sustainability program. It's actually branded and it's called the Sustainable 50. It's not the Etihad Sustainable 50, it's not the Airbus Sustainable 50, it's just the Sustainable 50. And the idea behind this is to make it a go-to place for entrepreneurs, for academics, for engineers, for businesses outside of the aviation sector, that if you've got a smart idea that contributes to reducing the carbon footprint of aviation, bring it to the Sustainable 50 and we'll trial it on this flying test bed.
How does a flight qualify as a sustainable flight?
We run a series of big sustainable flights where they're in the schedule, they're in the program. But the idea is to trial what we can do then to embed it into normal flight. So in Dubai last week, ATM, Arab Travel Management Week, we introduced our all-new economy class and economy space meal proposition. Many people actually thought it was a business class offer, and let me tell you the reason why. We said we would reduce by 80% the use of single-use plastics.
By 2022?
Exactly.
Have you?
We're almost there now. Why? We've now gone back to stainless steel knives and forks in economy. Everybody thought it was business class, right? But you've all seen what it was like cutting your chicken with a plastic knife where it snaps. And of course, that was a single-use plastic as well.
So how far are we from having all Etihad flights as sustainable flights?
Well, if we're going to get to net zero by 2050, this is a pathway. And the whole idea about it is getting better at getting better. The big ticket items are definitely low carbon fuels in the short term, probably overtaken then by more commercially available and economic sustainable aviation fuel. They're the biggest contributing factors, coupled with optimum flight planning, because that saves big CO2 discharge. But the other really innovative one we've done is working with technology companies with artificial intelligence, is how you can predict barometric pressure, air temperature and weather patterns to be able to modify the flight path to reduce the condensation trails. So
and
again,
reduce the use of fuel.
And reduce the use of fuel.
I mean, now with everyone talking about the price of fuel going up, this is really hitting everyone big time. This is the future, I would assume, for everyone.
So the biggest cost for a commercial airline is the fuel bill. The thing that creates the CO2 is the fuel. So both of those things are absolutely dead center of the challenge here. The engines that are on this aircraft are called Rolls-Royce XWB, extra wide body engines. They're the biggest engines in the world, and the reason why we can have this conversation so easily is because of the technology that's in question, but that's also the reason why they're 25% more fuel efficient.